Back to the Breeze Shooters show,
And
everyone.
this is the Ride Along Show with Breeze Shooters. I'm your host, Lou, joined with my good friend, Chris.
Yes, sir.
And it's all about Rikers Island today, Chris.
Rikers what?
Rikers Island.
The Rock? That's what I call it. That's what I call it. I go back to the 80s. The Rock.
This is part 2 of the Rikers Island Chronicles with our special guest, Warpath.
Guerra!
Guerra's in the building. Yo, hey, he came dressed to impress. And so this is part 2. If you didn't catch us last week, we got Warpath here early. He's going to share some stories with us. He's going to talk about his podcast. He's going to talk about a possible book deal coming out, movies, you name it. Guerra got it. Welcome back, Papo, and thank you for coming back second time. Really appreciate it. And I want to special thanks to your lady. Thank you for helping us out.
Yes,
Steve,
yes.
you better get your ass to work, Steve.
No. Steve's about to lose his job.
He thinks that PPP loan is gonna last forever, right? So Warpath, what's up, brother? Last time we left off, we were just getting into it, but you were incarcerated in Rikers Island, which is in New York City. It's probably one of the most notorious or popular jails throughout the states. How was it being incarcerated in that time? I'm making it sound like it's a vacation. It's not a freaking vacation, but you give us your perspective
Like
of
you
how
fucking going to Sandals, Jamaica or something. What the fuck?
it was. Gonna be like, yeah, I had the all-inclusive package, 2 drinks,
One shank.
No, but go ahead, Papa. Tell us how was it in the 90s?
Ironically, and as sad as it may seem to some people, after a while it becomes like sort of you start feeling or thinking that you are on vacation, because you get accustomed to the situation, your surroundings, what's going on, and it's like it becomes like if you're getting arrested back to back, it becomes like what you're gonna do? Lock me up, send me back to where I'm comfortable. What you gonna do? Send me back to where all my peoples is at. It's like a big welcome. Holy snap, Warpath was popping. I'm on Del Rey, like all the bros is there. Whatever you rolling with, that's where it's at. And for some people, they didn't even get that in the street. So it's like the people that love me, that show me love, and
It's different.
It's different, right? And they in that building. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So even if when you ride through Brooklyn House or whatever, like that's my people in there. It's like a different feeling when you go through it. I know it may seem childish to some people. If you never experienced it, then it's crazy. It's another world, bro. It's another world.
I don't think it's childish. I just think it's the mentality behind it. It's just this is my situation. This is how I feel. So and what you don't have another option.
Right, you gotta do it.
Exactly. Either I crawl up in a corner and let's whatever, or this is I'm back home.
Facts.
But War, I mean, not to delve too deep into your personal life, but did you grow up with a big family, or there was a small family? What was your situation? Because I could see somebody, if you're getting that love, maybe because there was a void, the family wasn't there, but your friends or your extension or your gang, that's your family. So when you see them, you get that feeling of, what, I'm welcome, I'm part of something. Was it one of those things for you, or you grew up with a big family and it was just that was your bros?
Nah, I actually always had my family, and like they was always there for me. Like I had a cool pops.
Okay.
Like they was cool. Like regular upbringing on 44th Street and 4th Avenue, Sunset Park, right? But still, you're looking for something else. I never looked, and it was never brought to me that the Almighty Latin King and Queen Nation was a gang. So I didn't grow up in it thinking that it was a gang. I've never in my life looked at it as a gang.
Okay.
Of course, the media and other people that are not involved and know nothing about it and what you see on the news happening, but they shot 3 people. Yeah, but somebody got smacked, bro, or whatever, right? Like, so, and of course, you got bad apples and everything that make things happen, but I up till today, in 2022, I don't consider what I was involved in a gang, and that's why I always say I never joined a gang, I've never been in a gang, and I'm not in a gang.
Gotcha.
Because it was brought to me as a nation, an upliftment of the people. And when I'm doing the right things in life, like today, I try to carry it for what it is. Because even though I may not be involved in every activity, right? And if I was, I wouldn't be saying it here anyway, right, on the radio. But what I'm saying is, is something that's embedded in my heart, like for life. So I'm always gonna be king, you know, beyond death, and that's just the way I feel. Something that's embedded me from young is the way I grew up. But yeah, I had my family. My mom's was there, my pops was there. But you look for something else, and it wasn't so much that I needed family or family love, because I always had a girl, or I always had my mom's. Like, she'll be like, I'm not gonna go see you in jail, but you'll call you VI, and it's your mother. And I'm like, Ma, you can't keep coming up here like that. You heard? Like, your little boy is not regular OB right now from 44th Street. They call him Warpath.
Guerra, mami,
Yeah,
guerra.
guerra in Spanish. So if they see me and they think you looking like my mother, it's gonna be like, this nigga's a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, you know, all jokes aside, though, I had a pretty good life. And shout out to them. My pops passed away. You know, he had his own problems, but alcohol played the role in it, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it may seem like I don't, because I'm having a drinky. I don't drink at all, period. In fact, alcohol is the #1 killing drug in the world, and it bothers me because I know what it did to my pop. He wasn't like a bum in the street, but he drank a lot. You know what I'm saying? One of them functional alcoholics.
Yeah.
And, you know, he'll work, have businesses, have car, take care of everybody, but he drank hard body. But anyway, Rikers Island is something real crazy, bro, and it's something that stays with you. But it helped me. I don't know if it helped me become a better man, but it showed me a lot of things in life, and I was able to meet a lot of good people during my incarcerations.
Gotcha.
As weird as it may sound. And I think better people than the people that I encounter on the day-to-day basis.
That's crazy that you're saying that, but it's true. You do, like, you know what happens, man? People have all different walks of life. You don't know where your walk is gonna, you know, take you. And just because you go to a prison doesn't make you a bad person. It was a circumstance or a situation that unfortunately escalated and put you where you didn't ultimately want to be. But it doesn't make you a bad person. On the Lockout, right? Not the lockdown, right?
The Lockout.
On the Lockout. Somebody corrected me on YouTube. No, dude, it's not on the lockdown. On the Lockout.
One of my
Yeah,
Lockout
You
yeah,
get
fans.
yeah,
stabbed.
exactly.
You get
Yo,
stabbed.
he called me out and said, yo, Papo, no disrespect. No
Shout out to the Lockout gang / Lockout fam. I love y'all. Facts. None of those matters.
So you briefly spoke about it last episode, but I want you to, you know, for the folks that are just jumping on now, what is it about? Tell us what you're doing. What's the podcast about?
Well, basically, you know, on the Lockout is you know, man, it's so special to me, right? But I try to stay away from like the street content and all that, as hard as it may be. But that, you know, we live in a world where negativity sells.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I try to, like, at times I try to do so many positive things, and it's like if you post a positive video, dudes are like, "Man, dude, you wasting my time, boy." You know what I'm saying? I thought you was gonna go in today, you know? And then you want to give the people what they want, right? But at the same time, I try to do everything with a learning experience. Like, look, this is what happened. We put him in the clinica. I told him make a left to the infirmary is that way, right? But this is what I'm doing today, and this is what can happen. So I think, like, to me, it's something beautiful that I started, right? Rikers Island stories, the movement. Everybody knows the story. You know, we not showing off. We don't show off. We show up to situations,
Exactly.
right? So when the whole wave started and everybody started doing it, I said, I gotta switch this because it was getting a little too negative, right? And then I try to show people how videos, bro, dudes had a gun in their mouth, ready to blow their head off on parole. The stories on on the Lockout. Shout out to him, Yelly Founder.
And these are videos that Cat shared with you?
No, these are things that dudes told me. Yo, your videos saved my life, bro. I had a gun in my mouth, bro.
Wow.
About to blow my head away. And I used to come out and make videos and say, yo, what's poppin' is on the Lockout. If you ever thought about killing yourself, so have I. Don't do it. Right? And Duke was like, when you were saying that, I felt like you was talking to me and the gun was in my mouth. I was ready to blow my head off. And it didn't happen. I met up with him, recorded with him, shared time. We was wilding on 42nd. And he was like, you are a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? I said, you still want to kill yourself? I'll do it for you, boy. Well, we here now. What's up? Are you ready? Do you really want to die? Nah. But these are people from my channel that follow me, and I popped out to meet like in real time. I was
That's
doing
nice,
that,
man.
like, yo, where you at? Boom, and I'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? And I met a lot of good people, bro. And I met people that told me to help out the channel. They was like, yo, bro, here's $5,000, bro. I never gave another man $5,000 in my life.
Wow.
Just seeing me the first time, and it's like, I want to see you do good. Like, and I get it, right? Because some people, and these are people that have never been locked up. But one thing's for sure and two things is for certain, that jail and prison is for no one, right? But it accepts everyone. And if you ever need a place to stay, you Rikers Island and upstate got a bed for you, bro. That's the only place in the world that 24 hours a day, they're gonna accommodate you.
They have vacancies. They have vacancies.
Yeah, they gonna put you somewhere, buddy.
That light is always on. Vacant.
Yeah.
We got beds.
Yeah, so I always tell people, like, look, man, just because you don't do crime and you're not living that life, you exempt. You know,
Yeah.
Rikers Island prison is like a disease. Anybody could catch it, respectfully. You can go outside, they could mistaken your identity, get locked up, anybody. So, you know, I learned never to put those people down. Unfortunately for me, I kept going in and out of Rikers Island. I got accustomed to it. I was living the life of crime. I like the streets. Till today, 2022, I love playing the streets.
Still?
But, yes. Hard body. I love the street, bro. Yeah. The street life. I don't know. It's what I know. It's what I'm comfortable with, right? Even though I do things differently, but I always got to go back real quick. And I think that's a lot of our downfalls, right? And I always got to go back and see the people, and I don't know, it makes me I don't know, I think it helps me stay young. I think it helps me with my even if I'm stressed or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the streets love nobody, and I understand that. So I don't play them. Before I was playing them 24/11. Now it's like 24/5 or 6. Right? So I try to stay away from that because I don't like to be a hypocrite. I don't like to be on my channel telling people how they should work on change. And even though it's about the message, not the messenger, but I don't like to be a hypocrite. Then they see me in the streets chasing somebody down the block or something. And it has happened, ironically, yeah. And a lot of crazy things happen.
But you have turned the negative into a positive.
Of course.
Because your channel, you know, you're on the Lockout.
Sure, of course. And yeah, and I feel it myself. As I tell people, somebody says something about, yo, you crying online, you a grown man. Whatever the case may be, right? Like, bro, I changed right in front of the world's eyes. And some people seen it and some people didn't, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's helped me change too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you don't want to be a hypocrite. So the same way I help others, I had grown men, 60-some years old, when they met me, hug me, cry, yo, you saved my life. You don't know what you did for me, boo. I seen people hit me up and say, yo, I went into treatment because of you. I seen people hit me and say, I'm a millionaire making 6 figures, started a company because I talk about business and investing in yourself and working for yourself. I started building my own computers. I showed people that they could do that on my other channel, Tech for Rec, TEK, the number 4 and REK.
Say it again.
TEK, the number 4 and REK.
Yes, sir.
And I try to show people there's a lot of things you could do, and don't think because you're home in your house, you should be comfortable and you should feel like you're home, right? So when I'm there, I said, I got to do something. If I'm not going to be playing the street and I'm going to be here, I got to want to be here.
Yeah.
I got to love this place. If I don't love this place, I'm going to go outside where they show me love. So I need to find the love somewhere here because my wife wasn't giving it to me. Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully, baby. You know, like, so, you know, so we live in a big, not to show off on that, but we live in a big house, bro.
Nice.
God bless.
And if you look for me in that house, you won't find me, but you find me in that room, in the little room. I guess I'm comfortable being in a cell, in the box.
No, but you're being productive, though.
Yeah, I'm being productive, facts. And that's a beautiful fucking cell. Like, you know what I mean?
You could go in and out whenever you want.
So you know, a lot of things work for me. A lot of things change. Rikers Island, the war, you know, tensions rising, different gangs. It was a crazy experience. The Latin Kings.
That's what I wanted to get into, but I don't want to get too crazy.
No, you could ask me whatever you want, bro.
So during that time, I used to always hear stories, Rikers Island is like a jungle. There's like always fights. What do you see there? What do you witness? What were you kind of like part of? I mean, you can't go into everything, but what are some of the crazy stories that kind of stand out that you could think of?
So when I get to Rikers Island, as an adolescent, I seen a lot of abuse.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You got to Rikers Island. You were already part of the Latin King family.
Listen. I was Latin King, but I wasn't officially crowned the right way as a king.
Okay.
I claimed king on my own. I did I don't know if you know the story of Blue Boy, and I said this before on my channel, so it's not like because he did it, I'm saying, because the trolls, hello. I said this a long time ago, and those that know the real know the real. So Latin Kings came out of my neighborhood. Somebody gave me the paperwork, my boy Keg. I was a kid. And he was like, yo, boom, here, but I don't know how he got it, but a lot of people was king, but they was like just starting up.
Okay.
Like, remember, a lot of people think I was just around the 90s. I was around in the 80s. I may look like a baby.
Wow.
But I was born in the 70s, in the early 70s.
Okay.
So they gave me the paperwork, and I was jagging it. Like, I'm king.
Okay. So you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
So you go into. You wasn't.
But now I go to
crowned.
Rikers, and I'm not. I'm the first time.
You keeping it to yourself?
I'm keeping it to myself.
Well, because you didn't want to be called out on anything?
it's numbers.
No. I just because at that time I didn't see beads. I didn't see band. There was no identification.
Got you.
You
So
feel me?
you didn't
So
know.
you don't want
I
to jump
didn't
out the
know.
window and be like, yo, I'm this.
I just thought this is a thing in our neighborhood.
Got you.
Oh, okay, I
got you.
got
You
you.
didn't know how big it was.
I didn't know how big it was or
Yeah.
how it was getting. I didn't know the politics of it.
Got you.
So when I went to the jail, boom, I started seeing, and I say this with all respect, like people get it twisted, and it may sound cliche, but I say it all the time because of the misconception people get. Like, I got blacks in my family. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I got Dominican nieces and nephews. There's everything. My wife is from South America. Like, you feel me? So, there's not a racial nothing in my body. I don't see color. I see human beings. If you're a good dude, you're a good dude. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit.
No matter where you're from.
Ironically, the majority of thugs and gangsters that thought they were gangsters running around on Rikers Island that time were black.
Got you.
Right? And the Spanish people that were coming in were getting enslaved. Right? So the story is the same. As I'm gonna get into that right now, but I always say that in my videos. In order to understand this video, you got to watch it to the end, because sometimes people hear something and be like, oh, this dude is racist. And you didn't even hear the whole thing.
Gotcha.
You making judgment and commenting, and then they come back and be like, yo, I apologize, War. I heard the rest of it.
Yeah, they only hear. They only hear
Yeah,
one part
papi,
of
you
it.
a pepe. You a pepe. You heard? You got loose fingers, B. You just got a new keyboard and you acting up. So, yeah. So I get there. It feels like blacks are controlling everything.
Okay.
It feels that way, right? And I tell the Spanish brother, like, yo, you're not calling now. Yo, don't touch that phone. What? And this thing started to bother me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then I seen, as time went on, I started going there, and I was already getting super thugged out. You become what you detest. The people you don't like, you become that.
So they weren't letting Spanish
Now,
dudes.
Spanish dudes wasn't rocking at all, period, when I was going through in the
Okay.
beginning, in the early 90s, 80s. Maybe a few. You had some that was rocking. I'm not going to lie. Like, some was rocking, but not like a lot. Like when the Kings and Nietas came out, now they rocking. Now they rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
So I said, son, it got to be different, bro. So when they stepped to me with the Almighty Latin King and Queen Nation situation, it must have been like 91, 92. Like, this is a lot of years ago, bro. It's probably, 91, 92, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, this dude, Black, comes to me. A Puerto Rican dude, Black, though, right? And he's like, yo, my name is King Black. You ever heard about the Latin Kings? Because I was already a loose cannon in the house by myself.
Okay.
So they watching me. I'm like, why they always keep looking at me? But I didn't know. This public information. You could Google it. The mayor even talked about it. I didn't know that they was observing me. Like to see if I was king material or if I wasn't.
Oh, wow.
That's what they did back then. It was real militant. Not that it's not now, but it was really, really that. So when he stepped to me, boom, boom, whatever, he asked me. Most people, they don't take him they figure, some people feel like, oh, we don't ask people to be king. Like, you got to go to them and be like, but that didn't happen to me. They asked me to be king, bro. You heard? Yeah. So he broke the rules, I guess. Something, but I was asked. All right. So anyway, he asked me, boom. And I was like, well, break it down to me a little more. But I already knew because I had the paperwork. I was playing him, right? To see if he was really that. So I was like, yo, you know what, bro? I'm king anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether I get involved here or whether I'm not, anything that's for my peoples, I'm with. Like, something gotta happen. So they gave me the paperwork again. You know what I'm saying? Like what they thought was the proper, correct paperwork, you heard? Because my mans and them was super ghetto and sunset. They probably changed a few words, you know what I'm saying? So they gave me the, you know, the
official.
the official manifesto, bloodline, nothing else, you heard? It's bloodline.
No, well, hold on for a second. So, what is this paperwork saying? Is it like a contract that, hey, you're signing up to be part of this organization?
If you die, it's on you. Nah, it just breaks down on normal shit you find on Google nowadays. A lot of other shit I can't talk
like
about,
the
but
rules
it breaks down the rules and regulations.
The
5 colors, the
5 puntos.
the 5 points, the 3 colors. The flag, the lion, the breakdown, Luis Felipe being the founder, and Collins, 1986, the King's official King Day, which is the 20th, is not the 6th, like everybody, I'm on the rey on the 6th. The real day is the 20th, but we took that like, yo, hold up, that's international, that's us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, so it breaks down like kind of that, like the whole Luis Felipe, the movement. A lot more, you know. So it was given to me, and and after that, you know, I was one of those that was like, you can't do that. Like, why? Cause my bro is going next. You feel me? So everything was the bro, and that's what I wanted to get at, cause that's when it could be perceived to other people as oppression. Because now what was done to the Spanish people, now they're in control. The Nietas are getting crazy big.
Numbers are bigger.
The numbers are super big. The Kings run the mess hall. The Kings run Law Library. The Kings are everywhere. There's Latin King written all over the place. Like, this is becoming gangland, right? And there's different sets going on. Bad Boys, Gangster Killer Kings. You already know, 180 Jeff. Shout out to June. Almighty Cano, Paul Rilla, and everybody, right? So it gets crazy because people are not focused on the main goal, which is uplifting your people. Shout out to Focus, by the way. So anyway, people start abusing their power, you know, and you may not be wanting to do that. You feel me? But it's like, yo, you can't touch that phone. You're telling another inmate that just came in, and he's like, why? There's a king phone. You feel me? There's only 2 phones. And then he goes to grab the other one, and you can't grab that phone like that, pa. Why? That's the Nieta phone.
Shit.
You feel me? Yo, so when can I call? When the Kings or the Nietas tell you to, pa, or they're going to smack fire out of you. So it seems like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're abusing their power.
So there's a dude, there's people that didn't like that, of course, but then you go touch the other phone. At some places there was 3. It was rare, but and then that started. The Bloods didn't exist in these times when I was coming through. It was 5%ers.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And they were the ones, but they were renegade. 5% is supposed to be an uplift movement for blacks or for anybody, right? Supposedly, but when I was there, they was doing the most dirt. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, they were renegades. So when the Blood started coming up, and I'm not saying all of them are like that. I understand what I'm saying. There's good or bad people and everything, even in Kingism. You feel me?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of bad people in King. You know, I was one of the, I've done a lot of bad things being a king. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I was my life was in darkness. So when I awake, like now people would think that I would leave that and never talk about that again. And I'm like, bro, I can't do that because I know what's the right thing to do is now is there somebody that looks at me and be like, that's a real king that works, don't do drugs, takes care of his family, does something to uplift the people in his community. Like now you're going to tell me that I shouldn't be doing that? ahora qué? You
Exactly,
feel me?
exactly.
Like you bugging.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. So but do I go out there and look for crime for yo? What you doing, bro? I'm sticking somebody else. I'm going with you, bro. Nah, I don't do that shit. But
You were about to go into
yeah,
like the the whole gangland
Yeah.
thing and how it was in '91.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I threw you off because
it's,
Chris did.
it's cool. It's cool. I throw a lot of people.
Yeah, no, Chris.
But at least
Yeah,
you try to bring me back. Because I was about to be like, yo, what the fuck I was talking about?
yeah, I know. I saw you. You were searching.
Yeah, I was searching my brain. I couldn't get it. And so my shit is empty.
The 5%ers,
The-
because this.
The 5%ers. So, there's good and bad people and everything. So then, when there wasn't even no Bloods, the next gang after that, of course, you had Lions and all of that. What I seen that a lot of people don't talk about was there was Smokes. There was a gang called Smokes on the island. So the Smokes started living, right?
It's a
And-
black gang?
Yeah, definitely a black gang. They were smoking. Nah, shout out to everybody, man. We just got jokes over here. But they would smoke mad bud. Nah, I'm only playing. They just call themselves Smokes for whatever reason. I don't know. I never got into their politics. It didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was that you're not gonna do nothing to another Latino around me while I'm there. That's the only thing that mattered to me, right? But check this out, because ironically, I was one Latin king that was always with the blacks. You get it?
Okay.
So, and people shared that on another show while they was trying to get at me. They were like, bro, that little nigga wasn't even around the Latin people. He's talking shit. He was with Under Moreno's dick all day. Well, thanks a lot for making it official that I always say. I got this saying that I started on my channel, love all people, and that I don't see color. Thanks for clarifying that I'm not racist and that bro, I was always around blacks. But let me get to this thing facts. Anyway, to this. I can take you around the world. So the smoke start coming out, right? I gotta remember about why I was always around blacks and homeboy, right? So they start getting deep, but then something red starts popping out of nowhere. This time I skipped all the way to now we wearing beads.
Okay.
On the island. Now it's crazy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's lit. Everybody knows you king. You feel me? It's like an awesome thing. You got your bees. The bros are walking the whole way like extra tough, right? Like before it was like, yo, what up, vaya Bori? Now it's like, vaya Bori, ¿qué pasa, cabrón? ¿Estás asustado? You know what I'm saying? ¿Estás asustado, cabrón? So it was crazy, but I remember, anyway, I'm gonna get to that story soon. But the bop was different. You know, everybody was bopping sideways. You feel me? They were like, yo, what up? Dude is, what's your name? King Muerte, you know what I'm saying? King Mata Gente, the names were crazy, you know what I'm saying? King Warpath, you know, like, so it was solidified that we was there to stay and we wasn't playing. So today, there's kings on the island. There will always be kings on the island. The numbers may be small, but they didn't throw a bomb in the world and all of them disappeared. Exactly. It's just there's gangs that got up bigger. We started focusing more on the streets and doing what you're supposed to do for your people, right? So don't get it confused for 1 minute. I hate when dudes be online and be like, yo, but where are they, right?
No, but it's crazy.
Because there's mad Bloods and Crips and everything on the internet, bro. Because the kings ain't no dummies. The most gang or nation that's been indicted out of all these gangs by the feds and all that has been kings. They were the first people to get hit with the RICO law for King Blood.
Really?
You understand what I'm saying? And put them down as a terrorist organization, which is going to start happening to a lot of other people. So... what are we dumb here? And the kings don't play the media like that. You understand? So they know there was always a rule, like, homie, don't make videos. They're gonna kill you tomorrow. You know, everybody knows this shit. You feel me? You're gonna get beat down in the next Universal player. So that stood in people's head. You know what I'm saying? And respectfully to King Tone, when he did the media thing, a lot of people they're like, yo, bro, he what? Right? But people learn from that. So, no, they're going to make videos and be stupid. But that they still around in the world, well, I'm going to keep it this real. Whenever I go outside, all the blocks I go to, I see them. That's where I go to see the people. So I see them. And I go to blocks where they there with Bloods. So that's why I know the internet could be deceiving. But number one is that nobody's going to go around the peoples. I've done it. I got a lot of content with a bunch of bros with me. I don't post that. Respectfully, because... a lot of times the feds didn't know about people or to somebody put them in their YouTube video. Thanks a lot, bro. Exactly. You know, so even though they may want me to post them, yo, my brother, I'm not gonna. In my head, I say I'm not gonna be the cause of you getting locked up, because I don't know what you're doing, right? Because I don't want to know what you're doing. But it looks like you're not doing something you're supposed to be doing. So just in case, I just alleviate from all that. You know what I'm saying? So
In those situations, though, do you bite your tongue not to, like, maybe tell somebody, yo, you shouldn't be doing that? Like, you know, when you're around that environment, you know you're living differently. Do you ever feel like you should give them advice and counsel, or you kind of just hold back and be like, you know, there's something they have to go through?
Nah, ironic. You know what it is? That they even because they really know me,
Got you.
that they don't think I'm living differently. They be
Really,
like,
yeah?
nah, nigga, you fucking
They got-
playing, son.
They got that 1991.
Yeah. And I show up to the block like, what up? Like, I don't show up like, hey, what's poppin'? You know, we here on the lockdown.
Hey,
I'm trying
guys.
to teach you change your life. You know? I pop up like Warpath, and that's bad. Maybe I need to stop doing that.
But that's
No,
that,
stay
that's
genuine. That's
yeah,
you.
you got to stay genuine, or else you're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
They want you to be.
You
You know.
can still be Warpath and let them know, yo, listen, I'm Warpath, and look what I've done.
I do that.
Yeah,
That I do.
You gotta
That I
do
I'm
that.
glad you
stay,
said that.
yeah, stay you, because
That I do.
that's you. Stay genuine.
That I do. Like, I'll be talking, somebody say something like, yo, son, who the fuck is son? But I'm still telling you, like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, you don't gotta be here, bro. Let me show you something. You know, and a frank beats a blank, right? Like, you cold, my dude. Come on, I know you didn't even make $100, right? I made $400. You know, whatever the case may be, right?
Exactly.
And what you put into the online business is what you get out. What you put into your own business is what you get out.
Gotcha.
Point blank. You know what I'm saying? And some people, and I'm not saying dumb. I'm not talking about kings and per se. So I'm talking in general.
In general.
Yeah. People want the fast way. So if they feel it's gonna take time, am I gonna get that money today? Nah, bro. You might get it in 60. You might get, you know, if I can't fully compensate for the money you're gonna lose and say, all right, well, while you make a day, I'm gonna give you that until you get. Then a lot of people ain't trying to go for it, and that's the problem here. There's no exchange.
They don't, and also
And
that
that's hard.
they just don't want to. They don't want to go through the process. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the process is
It's
hard.
tough.
Change is hard, but it could be
change is
done.
hard. Yeah, exactly. No, 100% could be done.
It's needed. If
You got-
nothing changes, nothing changes, and that's a.
And generally, you got to hit rock bottom for you to be like, you know what, I can't go on like this. I got to change my life. Is that what happened with you, or, you know what? I was gonna ask you, are you a religious man? Because did that happen? Did you find Christ and that changed your ways, or it was just, you know what, you said you came to terms like, listen, I got to change my lifestyle.
I believe that there's a high power. I'm religious. I believe in God. I
Okay.
believe that there's a God. You know what I'm saying? I believe that there's a God, and I know that there's, as crazy as it may sound, there's a devil, because I saw him, and it's a crazy story, but I saw the devil. Well, I was in a coma a few times for various situations, and I saw the devil, bro, and I was about to go, and I heard my girl while I was at the hospital. And she was like, no, come through here. Come through. Pa, wake up. And the devil's like, come here. It's bugged out, bro. The walls were red. He was melting, big horn. Somebody would think I'm bugging out. And I was like, holy shit. And I was trying to be ghost, and he was after me, bro. And then I hear my girl's voice like, don't go. Come through here. We need you. Don't go. Boom. And when I woke up, I was in the hospital. I had tubes down my throat, and my girl was next to me. And this is a real story. She was really there. You feel me? And I was trying to take tubes out my mouth, because they put those tubes down your throat. And I took those out every time. That shit feels like it's really killing you worse. So, but I saw the devil. So that helped me a little, but I still went back to the street. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, look, to be perfectly honest, it's not like I be in the gutter and the slums every day, but I go at least a few times a month, or even if it's once a month, right?
Gotcha.
But when I go hard. If you know, people think I was there for a whole year, but I was only there
1 day.
Yeah, I was
like
only
that.
there
That was just one day.
Yeah, but I do enough damage for the year.
Keep that name fresh, right? Don't forget me.
Yeah, and it's bad, so I try to stop doing that now. You know, and I try to stop putting things in my head like that and focus on better things. Look, it's not a secret. Everybody has their own thing that they do. Some people smoke weed. Some people do whatever, you know. I believe that even though if I didn't do something every day, well, I could do it once in a blue.
Gotcha.
You know, and little by little, it's starting to get in my head. A lot of people died off of that once in a blue.
Gotcha.
You know, because their body wasn't used to doing whatever they was doing. You know, but things take time in life, but I've gotten a whole lot better with myself. I was a real piece of shit. Like, you know, like when I do something, I get into it real hard. The same way I did with podcasting, with the tech thing and all that. But it's just life, man. You know, but if anything, I wanted people to get out the whole situation. Like, all these dudes started telling their story. I was doing that 12 years on and off. I told you because Bimmy was one of them I spoke to. I said that in the last time we was here. And I would like people, and I will hope that people get like, damn, this dude started off a phone. You know what I mean? Because, and he went on a lot of sites, and he did a lot of things, and he went into building his own computers. Like, bro, I know how to build computers now.
That's crazy.
Like regardless is a skill, is a marketable skill that you can get a job anywhere.
Yep.
You know, I know tech stuff. I know the lingo. You know, it's crazy. The people that I've met, it opened a lot of doors where people want to talk to me now. You feel me? Like, before it was like, yo, what's up? I'm trying to do a record. Like, yo, bro, I'll call you back. You know what I'm saying? Now the same artists or the same people or the same podcasters, they're like, yo, when we gonna do something, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, I got now.
It must feel good, though,
yeah,
right?
it does feel good.
And I wanted to, because last time we had a little conversation about
It does.
I want-
It feels good. It feels
go
good
ahead.
to say yes when they know I'm supposed to say no.
I absolutely, yeah.
You know, at some point your actions are gonna blow that shit away, in the sense of what you've accomplished is gonna be. You're not gonna. I'm not saying you need it. Fuck if they say if they give me my flowers or not. Your actions and what you're doing is gonna. What's happening? They have to come. It's gonna do full circle. Come back around. Get like you want to come. Oh, now. So just keep doing what you're doing. Stay on the path, and listen. La verdad y Dios, bro. So it's gonna come out, bro.
That's a fact.
It's gonna come out, and you don't even have to stress it. Cause I know we've been talking on and off, and you don't have to stress it. Shit's gonna come out to light, and if it doesn't, you're gonna be bigger than that. Okay, whatever. You want to say you started it? Go right ahead.
Oh yeah.
People know.
Yeah. People know.
People know.
People know.
People know.
Especially the Lockout gang, the internet. They
Exactly.
know. Like, some people get delusional and they want to be. You know, everybody wants to be number one, bro, and it's crazy. You know, number two is a big number too.
100%.
It is.
It's
Even
okay
no-
to be number two, even number three,
Even number 5.
even 10. If you're in the top 10, my dude, let's give him 10. Yeah.
Listen, because at the end of the day, it's the quality, and I think the advantage that you have is just your storytelling abilities. Like I said, I heard you one time, right? First of all, I looked at the face. I said, I think this guy robbed my sneakers in Sunset Pool back in the days. But I said, but I was just scrolling through, and I just heard you were like, you were making sound effects. I said, yo, this guy's bugging. Then you got into the story. I said, yo, this shit is dope. I clicked your bio. Then I go into YouTube. And I find myself 3 a.m. now. I'm still listening. I was like, the stories are so entertaining. I mean, you've been through a lot in your life. And I'm amazed that with all the shit you used to fuck with back in the days, that you retained all this. Because you're like, you're right on point. Like, boom, boom, this happened. What I got to ask you, and I can't let you go. You had mentioned one time that you were making guns in jail. Oh, did I hear that right?
Yo,
Yeah,
nigga,
yeah,
why
No,
you
no, no,
gotta-
no, no. I want to know how the fuck you do that. How the hell you make guns? Can you please explain that?
I'm gonna explain it to you, but I want to get. I'm not trying to tell you what to do on your show,
No,
but
no.
I want to make sure you guys leave me time. Like, I want to talk about the blood and the Latin King thing. I think it's important.
No,
that,
absolutely.
That we get that I say what I really.
No,
feel.
no, absolutely. Well, you know what? Jump into that.
No,
We'll get
no,
back
no,
to
Let
that.
me tell you about the guns.
No. So
No, no,
you already fucked it up.
no,
Go
go-
with the blood and that king.
No, no, go ahead. Get it.
And then we'll get the
I'll
gun.
remember because that's
Yeah.
one thing I
Alright,
want to.
so as because that's where we was at before.
100%,
We
100%.
are kind of crazy in our way, right? So and look, and me out of all people, I remember that the main key that we was at.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so I tell people on my show all the time, I may confuse you because I'm going to jump from story
Yeah.
to story, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to make it all make sense. And even if I don't, I guarantee you that you will be entertained.
Yeah.
Right? So just because that stood in my mind. I'll talk about it later. All right. Because now the beat is on my mind and I know what you was talking about.
Yeah.
So, it caught your attention though, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Bam,
That was
bam,
the whole
bam.
thing.
I was
That was the whole point. Yeah. So,
Kings and Bloods.
the Latin Kings, the almighty Latin King and Queen nation, right? Because we can't leave out the queens, right? A lot of bros wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't for them, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, or doing as good as they doing if it wasn't for them, right? Like, there's an important part in everything. And I'm pretty sure that every nation, organization, or even the presidency feels that way.
Absolutely.
Right? Because if, what was that dude's name? Bill Clinton didn't have Hillary.
Yeah.
And, right? I'm pretty sure that girl that was sucking his dick would have left him a long time ago.
Absolutely,
But
yep.
Hillary's holding him down, right? So, what I'm saying, I say all that to say the Latin Kings and the Bloods was something, bro, that people would never forget in their life. And I say that because, all right, like, it sounds cool to say Spanish people were oppressing us, right? Mm-hmm. The Latin Kings were oppressing us. The Nietas were oppressing us. I never saw it as an oppression. I saw it as something that was needed. I saw it as y'all was getting too loose. You thought it was something sweet about Spanish dudes, and shit got crazy, right? But respectfully, on a real note, I think that it was, and it's needed today. It's needed today more than ever. People may not see it this way, but if you look in the streets and what's going on in New York, these gangs are out of control, right?
Yep.
And even though the Nietas and the Kings did their own damage, it kept people in order. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to take credit for us for a lot of things, but there's a lot of abuse on Rikers Island right now. Like, super abuse, because we started being on something like, yo, that's none of our business. You know, and then the peace treaties came out with the Bloods and everything, and that's all fine and dandy. I'm all for that. But it bothers me, too, when people say, oh, we just won that war. Bro, nobody won a war when people come to us and ask us, yo, maybe we should stop this. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are getting hurt. Like, the Kings didn't go to nobody. The Bloods came to us and asked us, like, yo, let's dead this. And we was, you know, and we came to an agreement as grown men. That's a beautiful thing. So why would you try to change that story? The people that try to change beautifulness of blacks and Hispanics are only people that their experience with the Hispanics and with the Latin Kings was real bad. They got a cut on their face. They got beat up. They try to go in a house, take a phone, and create havoc, or sneak thief, because they were sneak thieving, and got put through the washing machine real quick, and you mad. And now because the internet is out, you think it's your time. So now I'm a doodle on these dudes because I'm still tight. You feel me? And they not that deep on the internet because they don't play media like that right now. I feel those rules got to change. You feel me? It's a different times. Things change. Let them bros tell them story, bro, the way it is, B. You feel me?
100%.
But I get it. It brings unnecessary heat, and a lot of people will be in jail, point blank. Real gang dudes, because a lot of these dudes are force claiming on the internet. You understand? For clout. Mm-hmm. I'm blood, I'm this, I'm that. You know what I mean? But when you ask the real dudes I'm with outside that I know, the Bloods I know, because when people talk about me with, oh, this dude's just mad or hating, bro, if you look at my videos, 90% of my videos, I'm talking about Bloods, or I'm with Bloods in the videos. Like, you sound dumb. But it goes to show you how phony it is. But with the dudes that I'm with, when I talk to them, they be like, they don't know some of these. But I could tell you some of the dudes on the internet were Blood, and they were with me. Like Disco, I remember those names from the years ago. You know, now that the people are older and people are playing with people's names and all that, that's weird to me. Mm-hmm. Because you would be bowing down to Disco and certain dudes. And I'm not talking about the people they got the problem with now. I'm talking about in general. I seen it. I was there. I seen the respect level. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I think it was needed. The Kings and the Nietas, I think it's needed now. I think the Bloods right now is one of the biggest gangs in the jail, and they became the oppressor. But what people don't know is that from the beginning, they was always trying to oppress. Respectfully is the fact. I'm not talking about the ones of today, because people take it personally. Like, oh, you talking about, bro, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about when I was there.
When you was there,
Were
exactly.
you there with me?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about the ones that were there with me, right? So, the reason why the Kings started putting the blows on them and putting them in the hospital really bad, it was needed. They would come through, they would steal, they would sneak thief. You couldn't have sneakers, they wanted them. You robbing a poor Spanish kid that don't even know English, bro. That's abuse. Mm-hmm. And your crown represents your people, Latinos. I'm not letting that happen. Plenty of times I was able to get Deuce sneakers back, and the story's been told, and people came on the channel and was like, yo, that was me, all types of things. A lot of things happened. And that made me feel good as a king, and that's why I was king, because I was trying to help my people and uplift my people, and I didn't want nobody hurting my people. And till today, I'm like that about my people. But I hang out with most of my friends I hang out with are black, and they all know I'm king. You know, I never said I wasn't. I never said you could just beat up any king around me or whatever. That's not gonna happen. Am I involved in every activity? No, I'm not. You understand? I don't need to be. You feel me? But it was needed, and I think it's needed today. Even, you know, gangs are crazy because, you know, and that's not my gang. I'm not blood, but I know, I tell my blood friends, like, yo, bro, you blood and you not even gonna live when you go to the island. You're gonna have a problem with your own bloods. You understand? Because there's a lot of set tripping. We don't do that. We always had a little more unity and a little more love and respect and more militant for our people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to see another king and just pop on him because he's from another set. I would never do that in my life. Or because of something that I think that he said or somebody told me, and I don't have official, like this is official. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to treat him as such or to otherwise specify.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem with a lot of gangs. I think it's needed because of the abuse right now. Whoever's the biggest gang becomes the oppressor. You know what I'm saying?
Which is natural.
Yeah, it's natural. You may not see it, but you're causing a lot of harm to people and discomfort. But somebody got to lay order on the island. Now, if you're super abusing it, the way I seen, and a lot of people seen with some bloods and houses, they super abused it, then that's a different story. The problem is people don't dare talk about this because they know there's bloods outside and they shook. You soft. Say the facts so people can know the real story, bro. We're not saying that every blood is like that, but we saying that needs to be fixed because we hurting our own people, point blank. And if you keep letting it go on like that, people, society, the youth, everybody's going to think it's okay to act that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's my only beef with that. The bloods that I be around, they don't act like that. You know what I'm saying? And believe me, you would think he's in the Marines. Like, he's loaded. He's good. He's not no Pepe. But he don't go doing that or just flashing or just wilding or just doing crazy things in the street for no reason or go on the train and just smacking people or because you're something and you got bees, be like, yo, nobody look at me. I seen those things happen. Like crazy things that we used to check out people for. Like you respond to somebody, bro. You feel me? When the Pee-wees was out when they was young, you can't be outside, bro. It's 8 o'clock at night, bro. Go home, Pee-wee. What you mean go home, bro, tomorrow? You feel me? There was order. And it's nothing. The Latin Kings just try to teach people in society and our own people, right? Hoping that it gets out to other people what your mother and your father taught you in life. You know, you go home early, you're young, you're not supposed to be in the street. You know, you take care of your sister. You know, you treat people with kindness. You know what I'm saying? You respect your elders. Somewhere along the line, when numbers get too big and uncontrollable, then you can't blame me for everybody's wrongdoing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of us are going to be okay. And when I think when a gang or even a nation is left without one leadership, and there's a lot of people want to be leadership, there's a problem. Yeah, chaos. It's going to be a big problem.
We're running close. I want to hear how you make a gun, and then I want you to close us out by telling everybody where they can find you, what projects to look out for. Real quick, how do you make a gun? Yo, boy, you ever heard that you're the Latin DMX?
Yeah, everybody tells me that.
I'm here, and when he has those, blurts, I say, yo, that's DMX right there, reincarnated.
And that's a great honor, bro.
Yeah,
he was
the best, man.
What?
He was
I love that dude. So I get that all the time, bro. I used to sing his songs and do it even more harder than that. I took it easy lately because I don't want people to think I'm taking his style. But that's always been me. You know, I always said I'm the Puerto Rican DMX, and unfortunately, sad, it became real where people start saying it so much. They compare me to DMX. They compare me to Jada. They compare me to a lot of people, my dude. So anyway, but yeah, that's an honor to be compared to those doing saying you like, yeah, bro, DMX is the man. Shout out to DMX.
DIY, how you make the motherfucker?
Yo, but the guns,
the
bling blings, those things. I wasn't talking about an actual gun, bro, where I bing you like ba 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 like a gun.
See,
It's
I
a
was
knife.
lost
It's a
because
knife.
I'm at home like, yo, they got guns in there.
Nah,
Holy shit!
No, they did have guns in there, but
They
they were
did?
brought in by officers, sneak in, you know, but in the visit, a lot of things happen, you know what I'm saying? But that's a gun, like a knife, a bone crusher, like, poof, chill, tate quieto, we
Okay,
call
okay, I
it.
got
Because
you.
when I hit you, you're going to tate quieto, yeah?
My sister, she was supposed to call, and I think I missed the call. My sister's a correction officer in Rikers, where she used to be.
Oh, yeah.
From that time,
She
she
probably
heard
knows
your
me.
story, man. She was so happy because she used to be around a lot of nietas, and she says what you're
The
doing.
nietas were awesome, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the nietas, bro.
She
They
said-
need it. They need it.
Yeah, she said what you're doing is phenomenal, and she was so happy to listen to hear your story.
Yeah, shout out to your sister, bro. I respect anybody that's doing their job.
Yo.
It's a hard job to do, bro.
No, it's not easy, man.
Yeah,
Shout
it's
out to
definitely-
your sister.
I got family that work there too.
Oh,
My
yeah?
nephews, everybody. Yeah, I got a lot of family. But listen, one thing I want to say real quick. Damn, bro. I forgot. Oh, when I say it's needed, like kings, nietas, all those people that were laying order is needed, right? Patrias, you know, because all these things, trinitarios are meant for a cause, for the people, right? I never had a problem with a trinitario. But all these leaders and all these dudes of gangs, the leaders are friends with trinitarios, and but our bros are fighting with them in the street and something. Y'all need to tell them to chill with that, bro.
Exactly.
There's trinitario dudes that I love, that I got love for, bro. Like, come on, me getting it. So it's crazy, bro, at a time when you people need each other the most because of all these other gangs coming up. Y'all want to be, we don't got time to be playing with. It's going down. This is turning like Chicago, homie. But I'm not saying the nietas and the kings are needed as a part of glorifying gang.
No, gotcha.
The real belief, the paperwork, the literature, the way you're supposed to behave yourself,
That's what you're
that's
talking about.
needed.
You're talking about the unity and
I'm
just
talking
living
about
right.
the unity, being a right man, working, taking care of your family,
Absolutely.
not accepting abuse from other people. All that is needed in life, but without the corruption,
100%.
then
War, take us out. Where can people find you? How could they hit you up? And what projects you working on that people should look out for?
you can find me on the Lockout everywhere. I'm on the Lockout on YouTube, on the Lockout on Facebook. I'm on the Lockout on Instagram, on the Lockout on Twitch. The only place I have, and I got the tech channel is TEK, the number 4 and REK. I got a lot of YouTube channels. You know, I don't
Yo,
wanna
spit
confuse-
it. So
I
they can
got
find you.
Golden Culture spelled with a K. I got Noticias por YouTube. I just started again. This other Rikers Island stories, but in Spanish. It's called Historias de la Roca. I'm dropping another video this week. So little by little, you know, I work alone. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Overcast. I'm on Castbox FM. I'm on Playercast. I'm on fucking Castbox Addicts. Pandora.
Te como la peste. He's everywhere,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm on redcircle.com.
Don't forget about
I'm
Amazon.
I'm on TuneIn. I'm on Amazon Music. I'm on Amazon Podcast. I'm on Audible. I'm all over, bro. I'm like a disease you can't get around. You heard? But listen, shout out to the people. I just want everybody to make it, and that this is for everybody, bro. I started with a phone, you heard, and just bugging out. And then I said, hold up, I made $1. And then I said, if I made $1, I could make 2.
Absolutely.
You know, and you'd be surprised what you could do on your own. And then other people are going to reach out to you. It's automatic.
Yo,
Hey,
Guerra,
War,
It's
it's been an
always love,
absolute
yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, man.
We're going to go outside. We're going to take a picture. We'll probably
Alright.
just talk for a little bit so we could do a live real quick.
No
But
problem.
again, it was a pleasure. I wish you nothing but success, brother.
on the Lockout.
And whenever you
Alright.
got something you got to promote, please, your brother's
Hit us
here,
up.
man.
No problem.
Just hit us with an
Oh,
email.
I'm going to get into next time we talk about the movie. I got a lot of things coming out. I had a lot of deals for, you know, web series, books, all that, and I'm working on that. Hopefully by the summer, all that'll be out. My clothing line is coming out probably in another 60 days.
Okay.
On the Lockout Gang, Lockout Fam. Facts.
All right.
Sounds good, man. Peace, brother.
All right.